Hey guys, Billy Black here, and my mic's fucked up, so turn up the volume. You gotta turn up the fucking volume, because I can't fucking fix it. So, turn up the volume so you can hear me. It's still gonna be muffled, I apologize. So, I haven't made a video in forever, but I had to make this one because how fucking amazing is it that Donald Trump is president now? I'm sure a lot of you are tired and sick of this, but I'm not. I want to talk about it, so I am. So, Donald Trump, I even made a video as like the joke that could be President Donald Trump. And I never thought in a billion years he would have won. I thought it just, like, I thought that I was like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I was like, well, I bet you what's going on is the Congress, the whole political party, the people who own this country are like, Hillary is just going to be the next president. She's going to play ball with us. So fuck Bernie Sanders. Hillary's it, but she needs to have a really good opponent that would get us interested in it. God knows I was interested in it, so they're like, oh, this reality TV star and legendary douchebag, raised rich asshole, Donald Trump. And so like, it's the only time of any election that I actually watched all the debates, and I loved it. I was so happy. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was like, oh, what's he going to say next? What's she going to do? Well, oh! My favorite was the second debate with Anderson Cooper, because the first debate that got the comment of the felicitator had no control over either candidate. Anderson Cooper wasn't playing that shit. Anderson Cooper was like, shut up, shut up. If you didn't interview, shut up. Everyone back here, stop laughing. You're making it worse for everybody. Loved it. Sassy little Anderson Cooper. And so, the day of election, like, I didn't vote. If I would have voted, I would have voted for Gary Johnson or Jill Stein. And to me, those were the better candidates. They should have been in the debates, too, so they could at least drum up some third-party votes, because otherwise you're just wasting your vote. Everyone knows that. But to me, they were like the better Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Like, Gary Johnson, you know, he's wild. He'll say, like, Donald Trump's pussy, suck my balls. I want to veto every law that comes my way. You know, he's that kind of crazy, but he still has really good points, and he's like smokes weed and everything, so you know he's cool, man. Jill Stein, who I'm sure is also a pothead, is like sort of like the Hillary. Like, she's super ultra liberal, and she has like these crazy ideas of like, we're going to forgive all college debt. It's all done, and then everyone's going to drive hybrid cars, and we're not going to have any gasoline or oil in this country ever again. And when she goes, here's why I respect her, though. When she goes on, like, the shows like Fox News wants to eat her alive, like, this fucking hippie is like, and so they're like, how could you do that? How could you say such things? And she'll have immediate answers, and she's patient. She doesn't lose her temper. She just knows she has the right answer, and she's going to deliver it properly. So I like them the most. But it's a two-party system, evidently. So you had Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. I don't like either one of them. I wasn't going to vote for them. But I'm still going to bitch if they fuck up, because guess what? This is America. What I hate, though, I'm going to go off a little bit of a side note here. What I hate is when people say, don't vote for a third party, because a vote for the third party is a vote for, or don't not vote, and don't vote for a third party, because if you don't vote, that's a vote for the candidate I don't like. And if you vote for a third party, that's also a vote for the party I don't like. Whichever one it was, they say it's a vote for Trump or a vote for Clinton. It's whatever. It's whatever they're like, vote for my guy is basically what they're saying. And they'll say, just vote for the lesser of two evils. That's fucking bullshit, all right? That is fucking bullshit. Since when has an American ever settled for anything less? All right? And people are fighting overseas. People are dying for this country. Or like, whoever doesn't suck as much. No, we should get the best, but we're not cranking out the best. So anyway. Oh. All right, so election day comes, and I know Hillary's got it in the bag. There's no doubt in my mind. I was like, they're going to make it look like it's a close race at first, but then Hillary will win. And there was people I was like some liberal friends that were like, oh, I'm getting kind of nervous now. These numbers are coming in. And I'm like, dudes, relax. All right, Hillary's gonna win. They just want us to keep our attention so they can have commercials and make us buy cars and everything. But then, like, at the end of the night, like you saw, like in the beginning, there was like a graph that had Hillary on top and Donald Trump on the bottom as far as possibilities of winning president. She was way up the top. He was way at the bottom. As the night progressed, that chart flew backwards, and it was like 95 over 95% chance Trump is going to win the election. It was like New York's the New York Times little meter thing. And like people were even like, there's even articles being posted saying like the New York Times graph is faulty. You know, it flickers, but there's not real data coming in because no one wanted to accept it. And then it happened. I was blown away. I was like, there's no fucking way. I was like, is this really happening? Is this a dream? And here's where I get a kick out of Trump being president, having won of most of the states. All right, you know, all the ones that Hillary thought she was going to win, all the swing states and whatnot, voted for Trump, and there's like huge margins too. So, but where I got my kick out of it was all the hippie liberals, like the super hipsters, the ones that are like, don't say that, that's a trigger word, and and my college professor taught me to speak like they're blah 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 blah. The ones that get offended by everything, those types. They were crying. It was fucking awesome. I loved it. It's like there was one of them that had like still wearing the Uncle Sam hat at the rallies and finding out Trump won, just bawling her eyes out. And I was like, yes, oh yes, your sadness sustains me. And here's the thing, and I've read some articles on this topic, and I've seen some more videos on it, and I completely agree with it. The social justice warriors are the ones that got Donald Trump elected. Here's why. They are the social justice warriors, ones who are offended by everything, and it's intolerance disguised as tolerance. What they do, they're basically telling you, you cannot say this, this, and this because I don't like it. I don't want you to say things. You have to talk the way I feel you should talk. It's just them trying to control another group of people. Sound familiar? Does it? Because it should. So they're obnoxious, but still obnoxious, loud, but still a minority. But we just see them more. They're the ones that are broadcasting more because they're so loud and so crazy and obnoxious and self-entitled, telling us how to live our lives. And we know we can't speak against them because we come off as racist, sexist, bigots. It doesn't matter if you fight for anything that's against what they want. Well, then, or even if you just disagree with them, like I don't think it works like that. You fucked up. Now you've lost your job. Now you're a social pariah. They're making like Twitter bits about you. It's like emails that get forwarded around about how this racist bigot tried to stand up for blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, they can bash white dudes as much as they want. Like all like the posts, like after like Trump won, is like racism won. Why do white men keep fucking this up? And it's like white dudes, and they're like saying this. For some reason, it is perfectly okay to bash white dudes. But white dudes can't say shit, but I'm not going to argue that because I'll come off as a racist. White dudes in the 50s up did some horrible shit, and so I guess we have to pay for it. I can't argue with it because if I do, I'm a racist, and I don't want to be a racist. I'm not a racist. So they've been telling us how we should talk and live our lives, and so Clinton got the popular vote because people were saying like, oh yeah, vote for Clinton, yeah, because I don't want to be a racist, but you know. They were actually thinking, nah, I'm going to vote for Trump, you know, because he's politically incorrect. He comes off as a bully and an aggressor and the typical evil white dude that hates black people. I grab him by the pussy. I hate women. They're sex objects to me. They voted because he was just the polar opposite of everything that the majority of Americans hate about Americans. Just that hippie, liberal, PC bullshit. He's politically incorrect, and that's what they like. That's what they were attracted to. We've had Obama for 8 years. Love him or hate him, it doesn't really matter. He was a PC liberal, and he pandered to the PC liberal ideas. And that's what got him in office from Bush. George W. Bush was the opposite. He's like the Donald Trump of the time. So it goes in cycles. Because before Bush was Bill Clinton. And Al Gore even got the popular vote, but you know, in Florida, and Jeb Bush, the brother Bush, was like, yeah, I did, nah, and so Florida got Bush. But anyway, so Bill Clinton was the polar opposite of Bush, and so on. If you can track it back through history, and there's actually an equation that can predict the next president, and it's the same equation said that Trump had a 95% chance of winning if he went to the primaries, and he did, and so like it came true. The only time it's ever been wrong is when JFK beat out Richard Nixon. But other than that, and the part of the equation is who was the last person in office and how long were they in office. So if they're a Republican that served 8 years in office, chances are pretty damn good that the next 8 years will be given to the opposite. So, but still, so going back to what I said in the very beginning is the social justice warriors are the ones responsible for this man being president. They have no one to blame but themselves. As much as they like to twist it and say it's because America's just racist piece of shit country, it's not. It's because we don't like being told what the fuck to do. We don't like being told how to live our lives and how we should talk and act around people. We like to be ourselves. You know, that's what we were taught as kids. Be yourself, be yourself. And then you get up into college and they say, you can't act like that. You can't talk like that. And I understand where they're coming from to an extent. You shouldn't victimize somebody. You shouldn't discriminate against someone because of their race or their sex or their sexual preferences. You shouldn't. But they've taken it to an extreme now. They've gone way out of league. They've just gone way out of the park with because they want to be special. They want to be heard. They want to be loud. And it's not just enough to say, you know, I'm against racism. Like, of course, I am too. But I don't take it to that extreme. And they want to, you know, be heard. They want to have a bunch of Twitter followers and everything. And they want to be able to tell you how you should act. And if you argue your point, you're labeled a racist, sexist, bigot. It doesn't matter. So you're always wrong. You will always be wrong if you fight against them. So, in response to the social justice warriors, we elected the most politically incorrect, sexist, rich maniac we could find. So, social justice warriors, it's not because America's racist, it's just because we're tired of your shit.